Let's now take a look at what the AQI meter really reads in various places of the national capital, the Delhi NCR region. What is the air quality really looking like? So here's a look at Sanjay Nagar in Ghaziabad. It is at hazardous with 353 on the AQI meter. If we further look at RK Puram in New Delhi, it's 346, again hazardous. And then Sector 51 in Gurugram, it's 230, which is very unhealthy. If we further go on to take a look at ITO, which is the main traffic terminal in Delhi, it is at 406. You can see the AQI meter reading hazardous here. Then again, Sector 125, Noida, very close to our newsroom here, 393 again hazardous. Anand Vihar, look at this figure. Hazardous 506. It's unbreathable. And that is what the citizens of the national capital were protesting against. Further, looking at Dwarka, it is again hazardous at 306. KP, in fact, Greater Noida, KP5 reads 382, again hazardous. And Shahadra, same old story, 354, hazardous. It's the same reading as far as the AQI meter is concerned. Hazardous air quality from various areas of the national capital region. From Noida to Delhi to Gurugram, it is the same story that we continue to witness. And this is what the citizens of the national capital went on to India Gate to register their protest against. That they are not able to breathe, there needs to be clean air, and the administration needs to do something about it. So far as Delhi is concerned, GRAP 1 and 2 have been imposed, but the voices of the people suggest that nothing seems to be working. The one important voice that I witnessed during the protest at India Gate, there was one lady who said that so far every administration in Delhi who has come in, whether it is the Aam Aadmi Party government or now the BJP government, they have only been reactive to the pollution menace. They do not come up with long-standing measures, something that needs to be done all through the year and not just the government springing into action once the onset of the winter really is registering this poor air. My colleague Nivedita Kumari Singh is joining us on the broadcast at the moment. Nivedita, so much has happened in Delhi last night. There were protests that were seen around the India Gate. There were protesters who were detained later by the police. Lot of drama, lot of furor. What is the situation now?
Delhi is still above 350 this morning. In various parts, especially. I am at the Anand Vihar railway station. It's a junction of metro station, Namo Bharat train and Anand Vihar railway station basically. So the AQI here is around 380. The protest was held last night against the inaccuracy of the data, as the people are claiming, that opposition and people are claiming that there is a mismatch in the AQI level that is being shared by the government and the AQI actually on ground. I am at the Anand Vihar monitoring station also, as you can see behind me, that the AQI here is not exactly matching with the AQI of the shown in the mobile apps right now, but we were told that the discrepancy can be because the time taken to
have your
update
phone
the
right
numbers.
now. If
The
you
Aam
can,
Aadmi
for
Party-
our viewers, give us a live update. Open the AQI meter on your phone and let us know what that is reading as opposed to what we see behind you. Because so far, Anand Vihar is that one place where the AQI has breached the 500 mark. And that is how bad everything is. Doctors are warning about health hazards that this is going to, in fact, cause. It's not just the impact on the lungs, it's also about a cardiac arrest that doctors are now speaking of.
So while I'm at the Anand Vihar metro station, the AQI showing me is of Noida and not Anand Vihar in the Sameer app provided by the government. And also this board is not showing the exact AQI, but the PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels, which is not there in the app particularly. And the AQI here is shown, I can show you, it's 334 right now. but if you just Google it, and you can find at several government websites that the AQI is around 379 in Anand Vihar as of this morning around 8 a.m.
Right, Nivedita, thank you so much for all of that information. We will get in a word from Anshul also, who's joining us on the broadcast now. And Vimlendu Jha is with us, Environmentalist is also with us on the broadcast. Anshul, getting in a quick word from you. I see you at a flyover in the national capital. Just help us understand the situation over there. So far, have you seen the situation only going from bad to worse, and hence that protest that happened at India Gate? And any word from the authorities, particularly after what happened and what was witnessed at India Gate last night?
Well, yes, the situation is very, very bad and grim this morning as well. Although a few readings on the AQI, specifically the Sameer app that has come in, is approximately 345 at this point in time at Akshardham over here. But if you look at some international agencies, the AQI is well above the 400 mark. 450, 460 is the mark that is coming up over here at Akshardham. And if I could just show you around over here, this will give you a very, very clear sense that how Delhi is yet again been engulfed in this very, very toxic smoke. You can actually feel the smoke in your nose, in your lungs. Even while speaking, there is a constant itching that can be sensed in the throats as well. And definitely the situation this morning as well is as bad as it has been over this entire season of pollution. And over the next few weeks, the situation is going to go from bad to worse, as the temperatures out here in the national capital are going to go down, which will eventually mean that the air will get thicker, and the pollutants that get suspended in the air, they will not be able to escape from the atmosphere of the national capital. Talking about the protest that happened last night, definitely this was a protest that was a non-political one. People from civil society came to raise their voice against the manner in which there has been very little to no impact of any of the work that has been done either by the central government or by the Delhi government to curb this menace of pollution. Even if any work has been done, the impact that can be seen on the ground is almost negligible. In fact, things are getting worse when you compare it with the numbers of last year as well. So politics is going on, but yes, it is now the people of Delhi who are now hitting the streets, who are now raising this very, very important issue of pollution, as to how each and every day that is passing in which the people of Delhi NCR are being forced to breathe in this toxic air, it is having a significant impact on their health. It is having a significant impact on the health of kids and elderlies who are being forced to breathe in this very, very toxic air. Even the air purifiers that are being used at home, they are also failing in this very, very toxic air that has incurred. In fact, this morning, the air purifier in my room showed the reading of 131 inside the room when it was switched on for the last 10 to 12 hours. So you can imagine how toxic the air is at this point in time. But all we have been hearing is politics, whereas very little work has been done to curb this menace of pollution.
Absolutely, Anshul. Thank you so much for all of that input there. Let's also now bring in Vimlendu. Vimlendu, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. A lot has transpired yesterday. First of all, take our viewers through exactly what happened and at what point were you all detained by the Delhi police?
So I think, it was a very, very apolitical protest, in the sense it wasn't organized by any political party. It was basically children and the elderly, the lungs of Delhi that are actually breathing this toxic air, decided that, the only way perhaps the government will be able to understand the pledge or the severity of the situation is when when people come on the streets. So it wasn't organized by any particular group. It was basically, everyone just was very, very frustrated. It's everybody's right, actually, to demand for clean air. The government is the custodian, and the governments are the custodian of our clean air, and our children are actually suffering the most. As in, there's enough medical evidence that we have. The doctors on your channel and other channels have been talking about how every third child in Delhi actually has some sort of a pulmonological challenge or asthma or other diseases. And we're not even talking about people who already have a precondition of heart and other situation. And that's where the doctors are actually writing in their prescription, rather than giving them medicine. They've been asked to leave cities in that sense. And it was a very, very peaceful protest. I think in democracy, one of the main things is to really peacefully demand some of your things. And here we were not even talking about Rozgar or anything else. We were talking, there were children, there were normal people from schools, colleges, elderly, from RWAs, from colonies. They were asking for, for the government to do concrete action, or at least, why was GRAP 3 not initiated as yet, although GRAP 3 again is only a band-aid temporary solution. But now, when you're actually breathing 800 AQI and 1000 AQI, by the way, all the reports that your reporter talked about with regard to 350, 340, most of these data are not real at all. There's enough evidence for us to know that air quality monitors either are shut down or not working. Where they're working, they're actually put inside a green area, or there's water sprinkling that is going on. So
that's
for
a
the
big
government,
charge that you're making, Vimlendu, and there needs to be evidence supporting that charge, because very many of the activists who were also assembled at India Gate last evening are mentioning the exact same thing. I was just putting out that data of Anand Vihar. That was that one place that had breached the 500 mark as per the AQI meter. You say that it is beyond 1000.
Yes, so absolutely. So this is not a charge. This is a submission that was actually made last week in the Honorable Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court was hearing this matter, that on the day of Diwali, where the pollution levels actually peaked, majority of the air quality monitors were not working for those 6 hours where the readings had to be assembled and therefore averaged in that sense. Now, also, if you look at DSS, which is the government's own system, which is called Decision Support System, that wasn't operational on November 1 and November 2 in that sense. And those visuals, your channel has shown so many visuals of air quality monitors, water being sprinkled all over. Now, that is another. The other is your reporter right now showed on private mobile iPhone, which is not a geographical location, AQI talks about the entire region. It's, that AQI and the real AQI that the government is giving you, there's a difference of 100, 150 in that sense.
Yes.
The US Embassy air quality monitors is sometimes showing double the reading than what actually the government monitors are showing you in that sense. So therefore, there's no confusion at all, and it's not a charge. That we are, the thing is that
before I let you go, I really want to understand this one thing.
Yes.
Right now, the kind of reactions that are coming in from the Delhi administration, the government in Delhi, is possibly looking at the political backlash that they might really suffer from. They are not really acting thoroughly for the solutions that are required to get the air clean in the national capital. But don't you think this apolitical protest was hijacked by very many of the political parties, because you have seen very many of the voices, whether it is Aam Aadmi Party, Saurabh Bhardwaj, whether it is Rahul Gandhi of the Congress Party, now accusing a BJP government in the national capital for not doing enough?
See, the thing is that this is not failure of one government. It's a failure of everyone that's been governing Delhi for the last several decades in that sense. So that's very, very clear that, first of all, the current chief minister should really calm down a little. She should not think that she's the one who has polluted Delhi's air. But at the same time, she needs to, now that she's in charge and is the new custodian, it's her responsibility to do the needful and do enough and do sufficient so that, one, the air needs to be clean, and the other, citizens want to embrace the fact that, yes, the government is actually concerned about them. Now, high-handedness of the police. Political party, by the way, air is a political issue. At the end of the day, what is political? Political is asking government to really make important policies and really establish good governance. So I would really think that every political party that is registered in India should actually have been on the streets at India Gate. That what is their politics about? What is your media reporting about, or my civil society work about? It's all about well-being of our children, well-being of our society, and something as fundamental as right to breathe or right to air cannot be compromised at all, and should be on the agenda of every political
That's a very
party.
important point, and certainly the headline should not have read that children are being detained at a protest in the national capital, particularly at India Gate. It should have read that citizens of the national capital are protesting for clean air. But thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast. Vimlendu Jha, there, environmentalist, was talking about how there needs to be done a lot for Delhi to be breathing clean